Okay, we're right where we were back at the end of looking at the results of the str command. And first of all, let's start by cleaning up the console. And again, you do that with Control L. And that cleaned up that. And this time we want to look at the summary command. And I'll do this again two ways to show you some things about the way RStudio works. I'll just type the command summary right here. And now let's do both. First, let's do both str and cdc. And there's a couple different ways I can do that. I can ask to have both of these commands run. One way is to select both of them and then click on run. And if you look down on the console, you'll see what happened is that you got the results of str and then there's a result of summary. Okay, well, let's do that a different way. First, I'll go down to the console and Control L again to eliminate all of that. And another way that you can do that, over here on the right hand side, you see this thing source. And there are actually two options for source, and you want to make sure that you're using the right one. And notice that I haven't really selected anything in the editor window, but pull this down and it says source with echo. Source with echo means that you see everything that happens, and source by itself means you don't see everything that happens. So let me just do source with echo, and that worked exactly the same as what I did before, which was simply to select both of those commands and then hit the run button. Okay, so again, I've done enough of that now, so let's just clean up the console. And again, Control L cleans the console. And now I just put my cursor in the summary command. I can put it anywhere in that line. And when you put the cursor in a particular line and haven't selected any other lines and you hit the run button, all you get is the results of the command in the one line that you selected. Okay, so now let's look at what summary of a data frame does for you. First of all, let's look at the factor variable. Gen Health. What it really does is give you a table of all of the values, and it tells you what each of those 20,000 values are, and you have this many excellents, this many very goods. Looks like very good is the most common thing, and poor is really pretty uncommon. And X or any, unfortunately, is encoded as a numeric variable, so summary doesn't really give you a good breakdown of that. And again, health plan is also a numeric variable, which has a true meaning, which is categorical. And again, treating it as a numerical variable isn't exactly what you'd want to do. Okay? And smoke 100, the same thing. It's actually a categorical variable, but it's encoded as numeric. But now we come to the true numeric variables: height, weight, weight desire, and age. And for each one of those, what you get is the results just as though you'd run the summary command on a single numeric vector which contained the variable height. And you can see the minimum value, the maximum value, the 25th percentile or the first quartile, the third quartile or the 70th percentile, and the mean and the median. And you can see that the average, kind of the center point of heights in this data frame is 67 inches, which is about 5 feet 7. That would be different for men and for women. And for weight, you get 165, 170. So it looks like our people center around about 5 feet 7 inches tall and somewhere between 165 and 170 pounds. And you notice that the weight desire, boy, somebody wants to weigh 68 pounds. That's kind of hard to believe. That's strange. And somebody wants to weigh 680 pounds? Wow. One of the things you want to do when you look at the summary of a data frame is to examine the data, particularly the minimum and maximum values for a variable, and see if they make any sense to you. And I would have to say that there's something suspicious going on here, because I cannot believe that anybody really wants to weigh 68 pounds or anybody really wants to weigh 680 pounds. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Now look at age. It's another numerical variable, and the minimum value is 18 and the maximum value is 99, and both of those are possible. The minimum is 18 because this survey is only administered to adults. That is, if you were 17 years old, you wouldn't appear in this survey. And gender, it's about half and half, a little bit more women than men. Okay, so that's what you get out of a summary. Now, let me go back to those couple variables, X or any and smoke 100, the things that were described and as numerical variables, but they're really categorical in meaning. And let's look at something different for those two things, or those several things. I'll just give an example of one with the X or any. A better command to run with X or any, and I'll just run it down here on the console, is the table command. So and you notice that because X or any is a vector within a data frame CDC, I can't just refer to it by the simple name X or any. The proper way to refer to it is CDC $X or any, and then just hit the cursor. And now you see something more meaningful. You can see that what you had in X or any was 5,086 zeros, which are really no's, and 14,914s, which are 1, which says, yes, I do get some exercise. Okay, so that is what you get out of a summary command, and then I explain how to take care of the problem that the summary command does not do a good job with categorical variables which are encoded as numeric.